You see what's going on in politics. It's a giant soap opera. Although it's a giant world stage and they're all acting, at the same time, they've incited racism, hatred, and fear into the world's public eye. Through that fear, they use control. Most people see it. A good majority don't. We're not stupid. I've sat here day in and day out, putting all the pieces together. This is their opportunity right now that they're taking. And they're playing us for dumb. They're leading us to our slaughter. You ever wonder how it was possible for Joe Biden to become the president of the United States of America? You know damn well that nobody voted that man in. You were told by other people that if they touched the voting machines after the votes went in, that there was going to be mass erases of data. Sure enough, there was. Your COVID-19. Yeah, Elmhurst Hospital. Putting non-COVID patients in with COVID patients. The higher ups, obviously, the doctors and the supervisors, they're obviously in on some sort of loop. Because they're telling their nurses that it's coming from the higher ups and they're to do what they're told. But these nurses are standing up and saying, we have a license to protect. If we do what you say, our license is gone and you guys still stay. If we turn around and we report that you are telling us to do this, then when they do it, then higher ups can go down. So the girl went in with the hidden camera, and sure enough, she proved a lot of things. People are coming in with anxiety through fear, and they can't breathe because of anxiety. And what are the doctors doing? They're telling the nurses to put them on a ventilator or they will not live to walk out of the hospital. They're testing negative for COVID, but listing them as positive and putting them on ventilators. Then they are later dying. Yes, we see the scam right in front of our very eyes, where they're doctoring the numbers. They told us they were going to do it, and people accepted it. This is not anybody's fault, but the people's fault. You were warned ahead of time. You were told a long, long time ago, and your ancestors let you down. They failed to protect you in this day and age. They failed to pass on the knowledge and information that most certainly pertains to you and everyone else on the earth. We were given a book for balance with great inscriptions and great details of what not to do and what to do to be successful. We were told that if we did these things, that these things would happen. We were told that if we did these things, that these things would happen. We were being taught life's lessons from the very beginning. How do you, as a human race, expect to take the next leap forward to space if you can't even keep the conflict here on Earth at bay? You cannot be expected by the other races that are in the heavens, the aliens slash angels that are in the heavens, you cannot expect them to allow a race of beings to take heaven flight into space, to conquer. It's not about conquering. It's about setting out and finding new worlds, meeting new species. It was basic instructions before leaving Earth. God told us through man what was going to happen, and we've seen all the signs and we're still seeing them. We are now a nation divided, and it will only continue to get worse before it gets better. Because through every lesson comes a great sacrifice to be learned. When is enough going to be enough? When is the human race going to learn? You can't keep attacking each other and expect to get somewheres in life or to evolve for the better. It just does not work like that. You were told through love. Love conquers all. You may not know what it means now when he says to have love for your neighbor and everybody else. But it's obvious, it's apparent, that if there was love and everybody looked out for one another, there would be no theft, there would be no murders, there would be no rape. There would be none of these things. Man taught evil. Man taught the bad ways. Man came up with cunning and deceitful ways that now cannot no longer be excused away. Let me cut straight to the chase and straight to the point. We have a magnetosphere on this earth that protects the earth from outside debris and radiation. The same debris that wiped out the dinosaurs is the same debris that we're getting ready to travel through in space now. Unfortunately, those of you who are ready, those of you who know, will be saved because you know what to look for. You know what to watch for. We have not 180 days till UFO disclosure. We have 180 days until the first set of meteor impacts hits the Earth. They have been lying to you. They feel that if they tell you something you want to hear, you'll be waiting and expecting to hear it for something that's never going to come because they're just stalling you long enough for them to get to their bunkers. That was a message to everybody else. What do you think happened in Pakistan and Jerusalem and Italy? What do you think happened to the Pope? 50 black SUVs driving in through the Vatican with armed police, Secret Service, after the whole country's power outage? What is it they don't want us to see? Do they not want us to be able to take and record? Because if it's dark and the power's out, how are you to see anything, to record anything to begin with? You can only speculate. They have been moving all of the high-up officials into the bunkers. If I were you, ladies and gentlemen, I would pay attention because they are going to use hologram technology to fake an alien invasion, and you know this is coming. While they're in their bunkers, they're going to do that, and then they're going to play with their little war weapons. And they're going to see who would have won the war once and for all on the surface. Why not? We're all going to get hit with meteors anyway. Well, what they don't want to tell you And this is why they've been inciting negativity throughout TV shows, game systems, violence. It's because your energy, our love energy, is a positive thing. It makes growth, right? Smallest mustard seed becomes the biggest tree in the world, right? A little bit of faith can move mountains. Our energy is supposed to enhance and strengthen the magnetosphere. And instead, they're bringing everybody's energy to a negative standpoint and weakening the magnetosphere because they want complete extinction. They want to wipe everything out. Ladies and gentlemen, I really don't know what more to say to you. God gave you what you needed for the tools. There's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to go down. Trump's not going to allow himself to come out of power. You know, the Bible tells you to know the workings of the evil one, turn it around and upside down. I had to explain it to the kid who was wearing this jacket. It said rich cotton on there. I said, hey buddy, I says, you're not paying attention. And neither is anybody else, but their peripheral and subconscious is. And this shit gets stored away in there. So at a later date, it's like hypnosis. When they use certain words or certain phrases, it's like a trigger. It snaps, people wake up and remember this certain thing, and then they want to go after each other. Well, racism is the number one thing being bled into society right now through TV. The news just keeps talking about how the whites are attacking the blacks, and how the blacks are attacking the whites, and the cops are against this. It's all mass confusion. It's all chaos. To pit one another against each other. Mother against father. Daughter against mother. Son against father. It said rich cotton on here. And I told him, say it in reverse. And then tell me what you think. The black kid says to me, my good friend says to me, cotton rich. I should say that again? Cotton rich. Yeah. What is the first thing that stands out to you when you hear that word? He says, how the white man got rich off the black man's picking cotton. Hello? Cotton rich, we got rich off their cotton that they picked. That's the subliminal in there. But if it says rich cotton, it's okay. It's not okay. It is not okay for one person to down the next person. Let's take this a step further. How many of you have children out there? Would you want your child to be able to walk out of the house and see this man kill that man in front of your child's eyes? No, you want to protect your child from seeing things like that. That's every parent's first intuition, to protect their child. God was only trying to protect us. And he gave us words of encouragement. He said that he would be away for a while, building a house in heaven not made by human hands. Okay? It's another planet. Maybe you'll figure this out later on. But when they come to try to rescue people, people are going to attack them. That's why they say the road to heaven is narrow and few will find it. That's heaven. The beings that come down to rescue us. I hope you're ready, because there's going to be no power. Remember the parable of the virgins and the lanterns and the oil. Make sure you have your lantern and oil. And make sure you're in the woods somewheres or in the mountain peak somewheres where they can see you when that time comes. Be ready for June, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't already prepared, get prepared now. This has been a production by yours truly, the Eye of the Hand. The Eye sees everything.